everyone, it's Heather here from Apyrodesign, and today, where are we? What are we doing in here? Well, as Pick the Pink is coming to a close, I am moving into my new makerspace, which is just a repositioned area in our house, but will be awesome for me so that I can film videos in my own space. But enough about that. Once I get everything set up, I'll be sure to take a little tour for you guys. I'm sure I'll be posting pictures on social media along the way. But today, it's Pick the Pink still. So let's talk about some pink. So today, specifically, we're talking about eSUN. The great folks over at eSUN were awesome enough to send me a couple rolls of filament, one pink PLA, which unfortunately I won't be able to get to in this series of Pick the Pink, but we'll talk about that a little bit later too. The one we're going to talk about today is called Glass Purple. And I know what you're saying. Heather, this is Pick the Pink. Why are we talking about purple again? Well, as a lot of you know, there are a lot of filaments out there that claim to be purple that are really, in the pink family. Pinks and purples very close in the rainbow. And so you say tomato, I say tomato. This is a pink filament to me. Now let's talk about eSUN. eSUN is an awesome company because they offer so many different resellers all over the United States as well as globally. Now, the main reseller that I found was Amazon. You can find pretty much all of their filaments there. They sell their filaments in a variety of sizes, primarily 1 kilogram spools of 1.75 and 2.85 millimeter filaments, and can run anywhere from, I found them on Amazon anywhere from like $15. A roll of glass purple I just looked was $23 US, and increasing from there depending on the type of filament that it is, if it's a specialty filament or not. At this price point, it definitely makes it an affordable filament, especially with the number of colors and types of material options that they offer. So let's see what I printed. I got some awesome stuff. So the first thing I printed was this little pom-pom ring. Now, some of you may know, I'm kind of considered the cheerleader here in the 3D printing community, and I know I'm not the only one, but Joe over at 3DP Professor decided to create this little pom-pom ring for me to show my little cheerleader status. So I printed that. Definitely check out the 3DP Professor on Twitter and hit him up if you want a pom-pom ring in your size. Now the next thing I printed was a cell phone case. So I have an iPhone 6s Plus, which is a giant phone, and I love cases, especially pink cases, and I love Star Wars. So what did I do? I printed a Star Wars case. I printed all of our prints today on the Zix Plus printer, and this one came out especially amazing. It's just so smooth from the bed there. You don't use any kind of adhesive or anything like that on the bed, but it looks cool. I think it's awesome, so I'm going to put that on my phone. The only thing with this case was the little hole for the camera is not quite big enough. The camera lens hangs a little bit down lower, so I have to adjust that a little bit, but no big deal. So that was really cool, and I just love this color. Yeah, it's kind of a purple, but I think it's definitely a pink. It's really awesome. So the next thing I printed was this little guy, and this is a tooth box. So this is used for kids when they lose their teeth. If they want to leave their teeth for the tooth fairy, you can have them put their little tooth in here to keep the tooth safe, because I know in our house we've used plastic baggies, all kinds of different things, but this is great because this is a lot less likely to get lost. It's a little bit bigger and easier for the tooth fairy to find. And then I printed a couple so that in case the tooth fairy decides to take one along for the ride, or we lose one or something like that, we have another. On this one you can kind of see the infill through it, but I think it looks kind of cool. I think it's neat. So that's a perfect little box, and the filament just looks great for our little girl, so that's a perfect one. And then the last thing I printed is this. Now this is a Luxor lamp, or inspired Luxor lamp from Pixar. And this one prints in quite a few pieces. It's 3 different trays of pieces, the base on one, the shade on one, and then the connector pieces on one separate. And you pop them all together. Now what's so cool about this filament is that on the lampshade, it because it printed around, you know, almost in like a vase mode. It's a little bit thicker though, but you don't have any infill or anything like that. No infill lines. And the color is just awesome. I just love it. And then there's some instructions on how to put like an LED light to actually make it a little functioning light. I think the thing I'm most amazed about with this filament is just how smooth it is. The top layers are so smooth. The bottom layers are so smooth. Everything printed, that, you know, along the lampshade is just, it's so smooth. I mean, you can see the layer lines, but as far as the texture, I mean, this is, Travis said after I printed this looks like something you bought. This doesn't look like something that you printed. It looks like something that you bought right out of the store, which I think is awesome. So on this second to last day of Pick the Pink, I think this was an awesome color to be able to have, and I appreciate eSUN sending it over to me in such short notice. They got it to me here just this last week, and I just finished these prints today to get this video out to you guys. So I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for the last episode of Pick the Pink. What pink do you think I'll pick tomorrow? Do you think I'll have a pink? Is there any left? Bye everyone.